guys, welcome to Cooking with Anya. No, I'm just joking. This is Life with Anya Marie, and I started becoming a professional baker. No, that's also a lie. This is a video about me sharing you the snacks and the decor and everything that I made for our daughter's 4th birthday party, which was a frozen theme. And a massive disclaimer is that I am not a professional baker and I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing in this whole video that you're going to be watching right now. But that is the whole point. This video is to show all the mommies out there that if you have a frozen theme party coming up, or any party really, that you can make yummy snacks from scratch with a small budget and have fun with it, and your guests will be wowed. Because my guests were wowed and they loved the snacks, and they don't know what happened behind the scenes, all the flops that happened, the pot that I had to throw away because I burned something, and oh my word, it was just crazy. So this video is number 1 to show you that anyone can make these kind of snacks. Number 2 to show you what mistakes to avoid, because man, I made many. And number 3 just to show you that if you want to have a party and you have a vision in mind, you do not have to go get a loan or spend a lot of money on really having a perfect and amazing birthday party for your kids. So I hope that you guys enjoy it. I'll be chatting to you throughout and just explaining to you basically what I did, and yeah, enjoy it with me. Let's go. Let's start with the popcorn marshmallow balls. You will need mini marshmallows, popcorn kernels, Smarties or M&Ms, and butter or margarine. You're going to start by preheating your pot with a little bit of oil for your popcorn. Make sure to close the lid of the popcorn, you don't want them popping all over the place. While the popcorn is popping, you can start preparing your Smarties or M&Ms. Remember the mistakes I mentioned in the beginning? Well, here is mistake number 1. I tried to cut the Smarties up, and this was a big frustration. So I decided to rather put them in a plastic sleeve and try and smash them, and this didn't quite go as planned either. So my suggestion is to use mini Smarties or small pieces of candy that you don't necessarily need to cut up, that you can just add to the mixture. Don't forget about your popcorn. As soon as they stop popping, you need to take it off the stove immediately. Put it in a large enough bowl because you're going to need to mix in your marshmallow mix soon, and you really do need some space. Now for the marshmallows. Preferably in a new pot, you're going to add your butter. I used about 4 tablespoons of butter. Wait until it's melted, and then you basically add your mini marshmallows. You can add the whole pack at once, and then you need to stir continuously. Do not stop stirring your marshmallows, trust me. So you're going to stir until it's a smooth mixture, no lumps, no pieces of marshmallow. It really needs to be a smooth liquid. Here I just added some sprinkles to add to the theme. You can really add anything, or you can just leave it as is. Be sure to do this very quickly because you need to add it to your popcorn mix very quickly. As soon as you added it to your popcorn mix, you need to stir it so that everything gets covered in the gooiness. Now that it's all mixed up, you can start by creating your little balls. So let's just pause for a moment.
You guys see all these little cupcake holders on the counter? Yeah, I had an idea, it didn't work, so just ignore everything on the counter that you see right now. I didn't use that.
Okay, back to making these things. So just to not have super sticky hands, you can take a little bit of butter, rub it in your hands, and use that to basically roll the balls. That just helps you not have complete stickiness. And there you have it, the completed result. I basically put it in a baking pan to make the next step just a bit easier for myself. For the next step, I'm going to use normal white chocolate. You can use baking chocolate as well, but this is what I had. Broke them up in pieces and basically melted it in the microwave. And now I'm basically going to sprinkle it over the popcorn balls, and it really came out so amazing. And then at the end, I just took some of those blue sprinkles and added some more sprinkles on top just to give a nice color and a bit of an effect. And of course, one must never waste any melted chocolate. Next up, Rice Krispie treats. You will need 400 grams of marshmallows, 6 cups of Rice Krispies, butter or margarine. Here I've got a baking tray lined with baking paper. I taped it down, weird I know, but this helps a lot when you add the mixture. It prevents the paper from lifting and moving around. To start, get a big bowl and add your 6 cups of Rice Krispies. Next, you're going to melt 4 tablespoons of butter or margarine in a big enough pot. For this recipe, I used blue marshmallows to add to the theme. I wanted to cut them all smaller but realized it's going to take a long time and I'm going to burn them. So YOLO, I added everything. Learn from my mistake and cut them smaller before you start. Having them smaller just really helps the process along. Then once again, mix until completely smooth and remove it from the heat. Add it to your Rice Krispies and mix like crazy, making sure everything is covered completely. Before the mixture cools off, you need to place it into your baking tray and flatten it. Once again, it's easier to put some butter on your hands and flatten it yourself. To make sure it's smooth and even, I placed some baking paper over it and used a flat knife to press it down firmly. This next step is optional. I had some more chocolate, so same as before, I melted it and sprinkled it over to add an effect and some extra flavor. Place it in the fridge and cut it into squares when it's completely cooled down. Cupcakes. For this, I always go the easy route. I use the super easy vanilla muffin mix from Sasco. I first prepare the muffin pan and then I follow the super easy steps on the pack. What I love about this is you literally throw all the ingredients together and mix them well. You can use a hand blender or an electric one, it's really up to you. I always like to use something to scoop the mixture into the cups. This way I know all of them come out the same size and it's less of a mess. Ah, perfection. Now for the icing. I soften the butter just a bit and then I add the icing sugar. I don't really follow a perfect recipe for this, I usually just go by feel and taste and add a bit of milk when I need to and then more icing sugar until I get the consistency that I like. Here's how you get the two-toned icing look. Divide, color, place into plastic baggies by the use of a glass. Place Glad wrap on the table, cut the end of your plastic baggie. Make a horizontal line leaving space on both ends and do the same with the next color right against it. Now carefully roll up your Glad wrap and twist the ends. Cut the tip off and place it into your prepared piping bag and you're good to go. Okay. I have to interrupt you quickly. You remember when I said in the beginning of the video, you're gonna see my mistakes so that you don't make them as well? Well, this is one of those moments. So at this moment, it was too late for me to do anything else. What happened here is I baked the cupcakes the day before already so that they can, you know, cool down and I don't have to have the whole rush in the morning and so on of having to ice them before the party. And what happened is that the morning of the party just time went so quickly. So I literally did the icing for these cupcakes probably an hour before we had to leave to go set up the party. So at this point in time, I realized that number one, my icing is too soft. It's not firm enough necessarily the way that I wanted it. Number two, there's nothing I can do about it because it's already, you know, mixed all together. I'm already busy piping and my time is running out. So what I would have liked here is to have more icing powder in my mixture to just have it more firm and so on. And then obviously not to ice your cupcakes just before the party starts. But in all essence, the whole technique that I used and everything else worked out fine. And the icing wasn't runny that it runs off the cupcake. It just wasn't like puffy, you know, how I wanted it. So it still tasted perfect and it still looked yummy. You'll see now with the after video, like the cupcakes look absolutely fine. So other people would be like, that looks fine. But I know that the icing was too soft. So that's my only thing, is make sure your icing is nice and firm, you know, when you do the whole technique. That's all. Okay, back to the video.
See, they don't look that bad. Here are some quick snacks that we served at the party. Cut watermelon into triangles and place ice cream sticks into the skin. This makes it easy to eat and no mess on your hands. I made a chicken mayo and a feta mixture and filled the mini paninis. In between on the tray are some mini pizzas that is always a winner. Lastly, we've got cottage cheese mixed with grated biltong on top of salty cracks, with an extra dash of biltong shavings sprinkled on top. Let's quickly look at how I placed everything on the tables and the decor that I used. To save on cleaning up afterwards, I used this budget-friendly tablecloth as well as foil that you can just throw away afterwards. My wonderful and talented friend made these cake pops and eclairs. A shout out to Wilmarie's Cakes and Bakes, these were amazing. I also made these name cards to add to the Frozen theme, giving each treat a funky name. I made these snowflakes by painting ice cream sticks and gluing them together. I think this really added a great effect. Then for extra decor, we hung these paper balls that you can get at any Chinatown. For a photo wall, we took streamers and hung them on a stand with the words "Let It Go" on the background. We got this all at Chinatown. Then the party packs. I love using these buckets. Kids can take them home and reuse it afterwards. I'm not going to talk much about what was inside, but I do want to share you this awesome idea. It's a "Do you wanna build a snowman?" pack. We've placed marshmallows and pretzel sticks with chocolate buttons and an orange jelly bean for a nose. I placed already made icing in a syringe so they can use it as a glue. And the parents helped the kids to build a snowman. This was really a fun activity.
And there you have it. That was all the snacks and the decor that I used for the Frozen theme party that we had for our daughter. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. I really just enjoyed making everything and being a part of the whole day. The only thing is that when you do stuff like that, you do miss out a lot on the day itself because you're always busy, you know, with stuff. So there's so many things I would do different, but there's so many things I would just do again because I honestly just enjoyed it. So if you are having a Frozen themed party coming up soon, I hope that this inspired you to make some awesome and affordable snacks that your guests will enjoy. But also remember to enjoy the day with your family and friends and to not miss all the big moments. I hope that you guys have a fantastic day further and I will see you again soon. Bye guys!